Welcome to your mind exercise with Alicia. So these videos are not exercise videos. They're not stretching videos. They're mind exercise videos with things for you to think about, listen to, contemplate, and eventually and hopefully with my encouragement to take action on, because that's where we grow, that's where we transform, and that's where the work is. We can all listen to mind exercises on this channel and like, oh yeah, that's great, bop, 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 and then turn it off and do nothing with it. So it's really not doing anything, right? It might like pump you up a little bit, make you feel a little bit better, like you can do something differently, which is fine in itself at first, but then eventually we need to do something with that. And you might not know what that is. You might be afraid. So all of these mind exercises, you can go back, there's a few of them, look for mind exercise. The more you listen to them, the more they connect to your life. Because even if I'm talking about fat loss or talking about financial freedom, the fat life might not pertain to your life. But you can take what I'm talking about in one situation and you can put it into another situation of what you are afraid of or where you're comparing yourself to someone else, right? That's a broad spectrum that many, if not all, have in their lives, and they're dealing with it on one level or another. So keep that in mind too. If you're like, oh, that doesn't pertain to me, that doesn't pertain to me, keep listening. And if you keep listening, you're going to find something that does pertain to you. Okay, that's my beginning. I'm off my soapbox for a minute. I'm sure I'll be back on there very soon. So I have three general ideas of right in front of me of it's going to kind of guide me where I go, and who knows where I end up. Okay, because this was not scripted. I have 3 bullet points, and then I just go. Okay, hopefully I'll get to all 3. I've done this a few times, and I've gotten to all 3 of them. So we'll see. So the first point I want to talk about is no drama. Okay, so think about that right now. Where did your head go when I said no drama? Some people get offended by that and think, I'm not dramatic. I don't have any drama. I'm not like the little valley girl with drama. Okay, that might be where you are. So let's open up your mind and see if at any time have you gotten really mad at something and just blew it out of proportion. I'm sure we all have. That's a little dramatic, right? We need to be open to the possibility that we have dealt with drama and it's not helping us. That's where I want us to land. Okay, so no drama can be, it could be, oh my gosh, I'm starving. Really? Are you really starving? I would almost bet $1 million that that's not true. And then you can come back at me right now, right, and go, it's just an expression, or whatever you came back with in your head or out loud to me right now when I said, don't say, I'm starving, if you're not starving. That's also not the point. And if you're getting defensive, hold on to that. And what does that mean? Are you getting dramatic about that? So you see where I'm going with this. There's a lot of drama in our life that we aren't even aware of it. Okay? So just saying that as an example as I'm so starving, right? So then that could, and not saying that it does, but it could like make us feel a little anxious, make us eat stuff that is right in front of us that might not be the best for us, we might use that as an excuse to go through the drive-through, which we could do in a healthy manner, right? That's a whole other mind exercise. I'll get there one day. There's always something that you could do other than that. Okay, so you could use that as an excuse to go off your goal or go off your path, right? You could also just be dramatic in your state of thinking in traffic, right? And be just like, oh my gosh, did you see what they did? Blah, 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 right? Whatever it is, and you don't have to pick traffic, you can fill in the blank with something else that your spouse said, something that your kid said, something in the world right now, and getting all dramatic about the news. How about turning it off? There's a novel idea. Turn it off. Okay, that again is another episode. So, no drama. And I'm not saying, oh, you just heard that from my lips, bam, I'll never have drama in my life. Sounds awesome. That's not going to happen. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Today, this week, whenever, hopefully at least today, realize, am I dramatic? Where would I maybe be dramatic where I don't need the drama? Where am I getting a little bit heightened and making my blood pressure come up, meaning my cortisol level come up, which we all know leads to fat gain and holding on to your fat on your body, which we don't need. Even if that is not your deal, we don't need heightened cortisol and heightened heart rates when it's like not a big deal, right? Our body is made to get heightened when it needs to. Like in the past, when a lion was chasing you, right? Then we were like, oh, but traffic is not it. Do you think that that's worth getting really upset and angry about? And some of you might be like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Well, then, that again is a whole other thing that maybe you're not open to hearing what I have to say yet. Maybe. Okay? So, see where you're dramatic and then catch it. Being aware is number one. Because many times we're not even aware of it. You might not even have thought about this before turning this video on. I doubt it. But maybe there's some of you that have never even thought that that was drama. Okay, so catch it. Like if you feel a little, like be aware today of like, what am I getting so upset about? You know, am I making this a bigger deal than it needs to be? So the grocery line, it has 4 people instead of 2. And I'm willing to be all jacked in my emotions for that? No. So then you can talk yourself out of it, right? And it's not going to be one and done. We're going to do it over and over and over. I do it all the time. But that's the key, is to be consistent. Notice it. Be mindful. Ask yourself questions and then pivot, and then the next time it might happen again. The next time it's going to happen again. Then maybe the 10th time you're standing in the grocery line, the longest one in the store, and go, look at me. I'm not even upset. Where do I have to be? Why do I think I'm more important than the number 8 person in the line? I'm not. No one else is more important than me. So chill, okay? No drama. Find where it is. Realize it. Talk yourself down with questions and awareness. Second quote is, no one reaches a dream from the comfort of certainty. So that's not really in the drama category, right? So we're pivoting a little bit. No one reaches a dream from the comforts of you need to think and ponder, really think and ponder. Where in your life are you staying in the comfort zone? Which is totally fine. We all do it. We all do it. But if there's a spot in your life, and I know there is, where you're just nice and comfortable and you're not getting to your goal and you're just not getting to your goal, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be fitness. It doesn't have to be fat loss. It could be anything. It could be building your relationships. It could be having more connection because you know connection is very important to your wellness and your brain and your happiness and joy. Okay, it might be making more friends. It could be financial freedom, whatever that means to you. It might be getting a little side hustle to make a little bit more money just because you want to prove to yourself that you can. Whatever that is, but you're staying in your comfort zone because it's a little too scary and you'll do it tomorrow. Or you'll listen to another podcast on it, or you'll listen to me on these mind exercises and then go back and find another one, and let me just watch another one, and then you'll listen to another podcast and get a book on Audible on whatever your topic is, and you just stay in this comfort zone. Right? I'm there with you. I could give you a quick example right now of I'm working on so many things. But one of them is connection with people. I heard a friend say this and I'm stealing it. She's an extroverted introvert. I used to constantly say, I'm an introvert, I'm an introvert, I'm an introvert, and many of you will say, no, you're not. I am. But I feel, I like this other word better, of an extroverted introvert. What that means to me is, I can teach classes and I can talk in front of people and I've been in Toastmasters. It was scary, but I could do it and I could be with people in social situations. But at the same time, I have many fears and insecurities and I rather not be in social situations, to tell you the truth. I rather be home. I rather have small groups of intimate conversations, and even those are sometimes a little much for me. So I like to have time of being alone after those situations to kind of refuel and breathe and gather my thoughts, and then I'm good to come out into the world again. Okay, so I'm constantly putting myself out there into situations of smiling at the cashiers at the grocery stores, starting a conversation, right? Having more than a hi, how are you when I am subbing or teaching a class. Okay, because I can easily just fall into that, and not saying that's bad, but for me to grow, I need to step into my own, it's not yours, my own uncomfortable spaces, which is starting a conversation of more than hi, how are you? Practice. One day I'm like, no, I can't do it. Then, okay, the next person I will. And I don't beat myself up. Again, back to drama. No drama needed. No drama needed. Okay? Next time, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say this, or I'm going to start a conversation about this. Okay, so that's where an example comes in of no one reaches a dream from the comfort of certainty. Okay, so this can also be fitness, working out, losing body fat, getting your metabolism where it needs to be, getting muscle gains, because as we age from 20 on, that's all of us, we need muscle mass. We need, not saying you need to be like the Hulk, but you need muscle mass. It helps your bone strength. It helps you with stability and balance. It helps your metabolism work, and carb metabolism work more. The more muscle mass you have, the better you metabolize your carbs, and you won't don't gain as much fat, because that's a whole other podcast or video on YouTube. But it's true. So we need to do that. So where was I going with that? No one reaches a dream of being healthier, whatever that means. We need specifics, not just I want to be healthy. What does that mean? What does that mean specifically, and how are you getting there? Get an accountability, hire me as a coach or someone else as a coach, get into a group, and take steps to get there and have someone check on you and detail it out of what you want, which is not very comfortable, right? And it's a little uncomfortable to put yourself out there. You might have to pay a little bit of money to get a trainer for a little while. You might need to put yourself out there and ask someone to be an accountability partner, and you can help each other and hold each other accountable. And you need to be a little vulnerable and say, you know what, I'm really struggling with this, and I want help with this, and I want to communicate a little bit more with my kids and my husband, or whatever you're working on. And so that takes some uncomfortable situations. And then you can maybe reach that dream or goal. But if you stay in your comfort zone of certainty of where you know this works, oh yeah, this is great, this feels good, and you stay here, not saying you can't be there for a lot of the time, you can, but you need to come out a little bit. Try something new. Try something different, right? Because if we keep doing the same things over and over and over and over, you get the same things over and over and over and over. Yes? Yes. So we need to come out of our comfort zone sometimes. Just peek out. Peek out. Hello. Try something. Step in fear. You'll be fine. And then you can come back down, right? And then step in fear, and then you come back down. That's how we grow. That's how we transform. Okay? Next point kind of does tie into that last one is you can't get an A if you are constantly afraid of getting an F. Isn't that awesome? I don't even know where I heard that, but it's not mine. I stole it from a podcast or a book. You can't get an A if you are constantly afraid of getting an F. So that ties into no one reaches a dream from the comfort of certainty. If we are just stay here, because we're so afraid. We're afraid we're going to mess up. We're afraid we're going to do it wrong. We're afraid we're going to get an F. We're afraid that I'm going to ask for help and then I'm not going to do it or follow through. You'll never know if you can get the A. You will never get the A because you're stuck here. Well, I'm okay with the D minus. I'm okay right here. And you stay there and you see other people growing and transforming and you want it so badly, but you're afraid. And you stay in your fear and you stay stuck, right? And I'm not saying that that's terrible, bad, don't do it, because we all do it. I'm doing it too. But we need to realize, okay, where am I doing this and where do I really want to transform? And then we need to take steps of getting a little uncomfortable. And what does that mean? What is one step I can take today that's a little bit uncomfortable and out of my comfort zone? And I'm going to practice that step today. Whatever that is, do that. I'm not saying you have to go from introvert, scared, to signing up to be a motivational speaker in front of crowds of 1,000. That is not what I'm saying. And that goes to our first point of drama, right? We don't need to be like, well, I can't do that because I'm not a motivational speaker. Okay, so let's tie all of this together. We don't need to add drama. We need to just settle down and say, what can I do? I don't need to be dramatic about this. I'm like, I'll never get there. I'll never lose weight. I can't add muscle to my body because I don't know how to do that. No drama needed. What can you do? Can you ask somebody? Can you email me or see me at the gym somewhere and ask me a question about whatever it is? Yes, you can. No one reaches a dream from the comfort of certainty. Where are you staying in your comfort zone, and where can you take one baby step out? Maybe start with brainstorming a list of what is a baby step for me. Ask somebody else, what do you think would be a baby step for me? Not saying you have to do any of them, but it's a step to kind of open our minds because we are sometimes, I'm saying we, but it's me, but it's we. Black or white. You're like this or you're like this. No, there's here and here and here and here and here. There's 50 million things in the middle that you can do that will be out of your comfort zone. And then you pivot from there and from there rather than staying down here where you're constantly afraid of getting the F. I'm going to mess up, I'm going to mess up. You'll never get to your A game, A level, whatever that is, if you're constantly afraid and in fear of getting an F. So remember those. Go back, write them down. Think of what triggered you and where you like, oh, I like that, I'm going to try that. Some of it you might be like, I'm already doing that. That's fine. Look at something, because I'm sure something hit a chord somewhere, right? Or if you think this could help someone else, send me off to someone else. Send me to a friend or a family member, in love, of course. And or watch it with somebody else and say, what are you going to work on? I'm going to work on this. See, we can all do something. Don't just watch this video and watch it and watch it and think and think and think and do nothing. That's not it. Do something with it, please. That's your mind exercise. All right, I hope you loved it. I hope you got something out of it. I know you did. And I will see you